What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another special edition of the Burnout Brighter podcast, talking all about PAX Online
PAX
East.
Edition.
PAX Edition. We've been seeing a whole bunch of games, and this episode is going to be all about Rhythm of the Universe Ionia, which is a story, music-driven game coming to all of VR platforms very, very soon. And we just had a giant talk with some of the crew over at ROTU Entertainment who are making the game.
Giant talk.
Giant talk. A big old talky talk.
A big old amazing talk where we found out like the ins and outs of it, the charities that they're partnering with, the message that they're trying to send. And guys, let me just tell you this, like these guys are like saints.
Yeah, legit.
Legit. Like just talking to them, I was just like, oh my God, they are doing so much good for the planet Earth. And this is not me trying to be sarcastic. I am like it was like incredibly humbling to find out all of the things that they've done, all the charities they've partnered with, and the fact that like that is their main goal, not only to entertain you and tell you a beautiful story with beautiful graphics and an amazing experience, but also to kind of like make you think a little bit just about our world and the animals in it, and like hopefully you step away with it like empathizing and wanting to do more.
Yeah, I love that he kept zeroing back in on the word empathy and how much like they're just trying to deliver the message of support and love and taking care of the environment and the animals. What I was shocked to find out, Destiny, because we both did a bunch of research about this game going into it, and we knew that it's a first person, obviously in VR adventure, where you're going to be using music to solve different puzzles as you go through this experience that they've crafted as you're trying to help save the alien planet that you're residing in. But what I didn't know is that they've actually been telling the story in some way, shape, or form for the last like 10 years. Tell me a bit about that, Dee.
Well, the thing is that like I think it was like 11 years that they've been working on it, and they've been using the same story but telling it in different formats, as you said before, to the point where these characters that you're going to play have been seen on stage before in live performances with music, with like the makeup and everything. So this is a story that's very dear and close to their hearts, and they're taking it and just delivering it and its message in different ways. So the fact that they were able to basically take this story from like a live performance with music and all of those kinds of things, put those elements together in a VR game and tell that story to all of us who have VR or who are interested in getting VR is really incredible. Like just the story is incredible itself, but the beginnings of it and how many years they've been working on this, like I was shocked and impressed.
Yeah, like Jason, who will be back on the Made podcast in the future to talk more about us. But like they started as a collective of musicians all around the world who was making a song of peace and telling a story. And then the story has changed and evolved. And yeah, certain characters might you may have seen on stage if you've ever seen them. They do such incredible work. And something that's very a huge point about this game that they're telling. I mean, they were talking about how the first time they tried the Vive and the sense of scale was something that immediately, grabbed them and realized that this is the way that they want to tell the story in the next iteration, in the next form. So they're doing a lot to make sure that the environment looks beautiful, and they're doing a lot to make sure that the story comes across in the way that they want to. But I love that the fact that they've partnered with charities, and they've said that like every time or nonprofits, right? Everything that they've done since their creation 10 years ago to some, like they've always partnered with some sort of nonprofit or some sort of charity in a way to help kind of for you as a viewer to have fun in whatever medium that they're telling you the story, but also to help you learn and help to do some good in the world. I think that's incredible.
Make you more aware of like what's going on. So like Matt said, they are partnering with a charity, and we did talk briefly about that, but the charity that they're partnering with has a little story behind it as well. They're partnering with Wild Warriors, which is actually a charity brought on by the Irwin family. Now, I know you guys know Steve Irwin, and if you don't, look him up. He's amazing. And he was basically saying that like that was kind of his TV dad. So it was really cool to see that like he got to a point where he could work with the entire family of somebody he respected and who inspired him so much. And they are an incredible charity, a nonprofit. The fact that like they did the research behind it, and just in case you guys want to know, if you ever want to just donate directly to them, 100% of their proceeds goes to protecting animals, and not just in Australia, but like all over the world. They are just a family who really loves animals, and I think that's great too. So
it's amazing. And like, as for the game itself, you're going to be kind of going through different areas. There are going to be sections where you're going to be climbing. There's going to be sections of the game where you're going to be playing one of the instruments that he was talking about, like this ancient marimba, which you'll be using to kind of control elevators and stuff. So they want to tell you a story that, you know, feels authentic and feels genuine without kind of making it too difficult. Right. It seems to be like they are focusing on the story of it, and the puzzles and the music is a way for them to help you learn and tell that story rather than it being the crux of it. I really like that they're focusing so much on the story that they want to tell.
I love the fact that it's so accessible. One of the stories that Jason told us was the fact that like they had like an elderly woman who was, I think he said 101, who actually played the game, like played the full demo. And I mean, like that's intense. That it was able to hold her attention and that she was so engaged with it. So just saying that lets me know that like this type of game is for all ages. Like anyone can enjoy it.
Yeah, and especially because like there's a lot of people that struggle with motion sickness, and they're doing a lot in the settings to kind of help you alleviate that in case you are somebody that gets very sick when you strap on a VR headset. Right. They're making sure that they're focusing a lot on the fades and the blinks and like the way that you can teleport around. They're also talking about full locomotion, so you'll be able to move around in the way that you want to and kind of customize the experience. I love the story that he told about throughout some of the climbing sections. There are moments when like you'll fall, and for anybody who's been in VR, that feeling of falling is visceral, and you can kind of, you know, just react to it. So they had a bug where if you kind of flapped your arms, it would slow your descent. And as you know, previews started to come out about the demo, they kind of said, "Oh, what a great feature!" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, feature."
And it makes sense because the characters have feathers on them. So it was a bug, but like one of those happy accidents kind of thing. So
I just love how much they're integrating music into it. And they said that, like, you know, everything that they base around is based around music theory. Everything that they're doing has to kind of comes back to that. And like, you'll be able to see stones with like different musical markings on them that'll be able to help you later in the story, or you'll be able to kind of experience the music in many different ways throughout the game, which I think is really incredible. And
one of the things, I'm sorry, Matt.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one of the things that like he pointed out, which I have not seen in many games, is there's no violence in this game. Yeah. Like you won't be like fighting anything. Everything that you're doing is in such a gentle, caring way. And I thought that was amazing. The fact that they're partnering with a charity, and their game is also emphasizing like that care, like overall, and that love and that respect for nature.
I agree. And like, I'm super stoked because the game will be coming to all VR platforms pretty much available. I'll be playing on PSVR. They are working on a demo because you can already play the demo on Steam if you do have PC VR. And that the demo will be coming along with the full game coming to PSVR. I think later this year is what they've announced. So I'm really excited to be able to jump in and play it. And because it seems like very much like a game with a message. It's trying to tell you a story in a really empathetic and caring way. And I feel like the VR is such a unique platform for you to be able to do that. The sense of scale that you'll be able to, you know, feel in that world, and, you know, interacting with the different creatures that are in the game. It looks beautiful. I'm really excited, Destiny. But if somebody wanted to check it out on PC VR, what should they do right now?
You need to go to Steam. You need to wishlist it. And there's a demo. Guys, it's free. Demos are free. Just try it out. Like I've said in all of our other videos, and I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, once you wishlist a game, that really helps the algorithm. It helps Steam know that this game is interesting, that people are talking about it, and it just really helps push the devs in a way that you would not believe. So please, if you just believe and just like wanting to help animals, or you want to like be a part of the charity, or even if you just don't play it a lot, like this is such a great way to introduce other people to VR or to video games. And like the message is just absolutely incredible. Like, guys, this is like Avatar, they said, meets Ferngully, and I said had the Neverending Story baby. Like all of these things are just absolutely incredible in this game, and go do it. What are you waiting for?
Exactly.
After this video, go do it.
It'll be in the description below. The link for the Steam page will be there. PSVR is also coming, so get stoked on that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Get ready because we have so much more PAX content coming. Our 100th episode is coming where we're going to be giving out games and having a bunch of cool guests. So get
so many cool
stoked.
Sponsors, guys. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So, hey, go like us, go follow us, subscribe, tweet. It takes like less than a second, right?
Yeah, and we're going to have longer interviews with many of these developers coming very, very soon. So get hyped. We'll see you guys on the next video.
Deuces.
Peace out.